Today, myself and this individual here will be talking about the Magnificent Seven and the Ridiculous Six. But first, would you like to explain how all this works?
Yeah, so every time we mention a gripe of the film, we'll take a shot. 2 shots for a major gripe and 1 shot for a minor gripe.
It's so easy, a child could do it.
Well...
Man carries a gun, he tends to use it.
Dan, you dead? Pity. I had just ordered a drink from that man.
Both of us have seen the original Magnificent Seven. What did you think of it?
I didn't rate it. I think it's an incredibly...
What?!
Please evacuate this building.
What?! You heathen! You absolute
It's
heathen!
an incredibly overrated film. For me, the Magnificent Seven doesn't really achieve anything. The original, that is, it doesn't really do anything particularly that well for me. It's more like an action film, but the action's not that great. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, what did you think?
I do really like this film. It's charming, it's likeable, but there are elements that I would consider dated. I don't think it's this untouchable masterpiece that most people think it is.
I actually think it's one of the few... This is one of the few remakes where I actually welcome the idea of it. What is worth seeing is the original, the Seven Samurai. See, that is a masterpiece. That is probably a film you could never remake. And it's superb, and that is a film with depth, with different, you know, there's clear, well-written characters in that film, and it's a superb film that I suggest anyone, you know, everyone should watch it anyway.
And it is a film that I have not seen.
Yeah, well...
So both of us agree that the original is not perfect.
No.
But that's where our opinions sort of differentiate.
Yeah, probably. So what did you make of the remade 2016 Magnificent Seven?
Well, George, I really liked it. I did. I do have criticisms with it, but there was nothing in it that I thought was particularly bad.
No.
Just elements that I thought could have either been better, or should have been better.
Yeah, I think this is a really solid film overall. I just think it takes the Western sort of genre and it goes down this very much sort of action route, but without. It still feels like a Western. It's got this. I mean, we talk about the cinematography. It looks like a Western. It feels like a Western. There's some great shootouts in there. Some of the best shootouts in a Western that I've ever seen. I'll be honest with you.
I would argue it's the best. The final 20 minutes is the best shootout I've seen in a Western.
Yeah. So overall, we're in agreement that this is a competently made Western with a basic decent plot, decent characters, shall we say, and some really great action sequences. What did you make of the villain?
I thought he was fine. He was a cardboard cutout villain. He served his purpose.
Who played him?
Peter Sarsgaard?
Yeah.
That's the
guy's name, yeah.
And that is my issue with it, is that it was
very
it was
so
unmemorable.
Cliche. His
performance
was like, I'm crazy, I'm on edge.
I want something. I take it.
My issue is that a threat that brings together such a diverse cast of characters with very different personalities should be more memorable than it was.
Yeah, that's true.
I personally would only consider that
minor gripe.
A minor gripe.
Because he was good. He was competent.
It was competent. It was fine. And it didn't bother me throughout the film, but I'm not going to remember this character when I think back on all the films I've seen this year.
Fair enough. One shot?
One shot.
Our first catch of the day. Speaking of underdeveloped characters, I think the Mexican guy was very charming. Chris Pratt is very charming. Denzel's very charming. They're all really charming, except maybe the Cajun Ethan Hawke's very charming. I guess they're all very charming characters. And is that their character? Is that what they wrote in the script?
He's
handsome.
Apart from my personal favourite, Vincent D'Onofrio, who basically played a prepubescent kingpin who went into the wilderness to hunt game and went completely mental.
Yeah, he was good.
And we enjoyed them on a superficial level.
On a superficial level, yeah.
But Did they have any depth?
No.
You see, this is where I think the original is superior, because there are a lot of individual scenes that dedicate time to these characters and flesh them out as human beings.
Well, they're not good scenes, though, are they? They're kind of naff.
I would disagree.
In the original eyes.
I think they are really good scenes.
What scene, for example?
For example, you've read my notes, haven't you?
I've not.
You know I've got a scene lined up that I
not.
want to talk about. Okay, so Charles Bronson's character. This is right after in the original. Spoilers for the original.
Everything
It's
now.
76 years old, so if you've not seen it by now, then this is your own fault. But in the original, right after they are betrayed, the Magnificent Seven are betrayed by the people they're trying to protect.
Mm-hmm.
One of the farmer's sons goes up to Charles Bronson and says, "My dad is a coward, and I wish he was more like you." At which point,
He gives him a
he gives him a smack.
60s
He
backhand
gives
or
him a smack. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is when child discipline has some balls back in the day. Yeah. I'm not brave. You think I'm brave because I carry a gun? Your father carries a much greater burden, responsibility for you, for your mother,
that's a good scene.
for his farm.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But that's fair enough. I also think these are essentially symptoms of this big problem. The other symptom being sort of the cliches, the Western cliches. You know, the guy walks into a bar, one of them gets thrown out the bar, and the other guy gets thrown out the window. And this film is simply an action film. It's not trying to be deep. It's not trying to be profound. It's just an action film.
I was watching Mark Kermode's review of this film, and he pointed out a really hilarious scene where Denzel Washington literally, he walked into the saloon and the guy playing the piano stopped playing. Like,
yeah.
I need to rewatch it to find that scene, because I bet that would be funny.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. The problem for me is I enjoyed the film. It was a great action film. It achieved probably what it was trying to set out, but for me, it could have set its bar higher. It could have been deeper. It could have not used cliches. It could have had deeper characters. It could have had more interesting themes, like the characters being regretful of their violent lives. And for me, that's worth the two shots. The fact that they have set their bar so low. Well, not so low, but they've set their bar lower than they could have done. Another thing I'd like to mention actually as a positive was that I really enjoyed the score. There was just this thing it would do where there's the main theme, the dun 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 dun. Well, it kind of like broke that up and put it into the film throughout, and you get like little hints of it here and there. And then towards the main big battle, you'd have just this percussion. It was just going dun 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 dun, and it was just kind of building and building and building. And then right at the end, you got hit with the theme tune, dun 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 dun. And I just thought the way that kind of built up, you heard the little pieces here and there, and then right at the end, all came together. I thought that was cool in a kind of nostalgic way. I thought it was well done.
Yeah, and it was the last score composed by the late great James Horner.
Was it really?
It was, yeah.
Wow.
And seeing as you brought up score, the sound design was impeccable.
Yeah.
When we was in the theatre, you could feel the rumble of the hooves on the ground when you saw the army charging towards the town. That was pretty cool. And
the Gatling gun.
Oh yes,
the Gatling gun.
The Gatling gun. In fact, all the gunshots, you could feel the impact.
Yeah, definitely.
The film, yeah,
definitely. I guess my only other gripe now is, I don't know about yourself, but my only other gripe it's so minor, but probably worth mentioning. There's this kind of, for me, the way a film ends is important. Like the opening shot and the last shot, for me on an artistic level, are just so important. And the way this film ends, I don't know if it was CGI, but it looked very CGI. You've got the town in the background, and up front you've got these kind of like headstones, these kind of like wooden crosses, and it just looked fake. Was that me, or did it look like really fake?
It looked fake to me as well. The town in the background, it looked very saturated in CGI sunlight, and
I didn't.
We probably wouldn't even be bringing it up if it wasn't the last shot in the film.
It was just so fake. So for me, just how bad that last shot was, I'm going to take a shot for that.
I would take a shot for it.
Shot for a shot. So I think I'm just about done there. I've said all I've had to say about it, really. Have you got anything else to add?
I did have one criticism. Well, it's not even a criticism. It's a personal preference. It's something that I thought was done better in the original. And seeing as this is a remake, I thought the connection between the heroes and the villain in the original was done better. In the sense that it exists, because there's no connection between the heroes and the villain in the remake. And I think
just Denzel, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Just the only person who has
fair.
any kind of connection is Denzel, and he doesn't have it. You don't find that out until the very end.
Yes.
In the original, the connection offered more challenges to the heroes, and in the remake, most of their challenges that they face are entirely physical, apart from a few instances where they face moral dilemmas in the final battle. But in the original, there are moral dilemmas and more throughout the entirety of the film. For example, there's a scene where they encounter Calvera for the first time, and he offers them a better deal, but they stay true to their convictions.
Yeah.
We deal in lead, friend.
So do I. We're in the same business, huh?
Only as competitors.
Why not as partners? Suppose I offer you equal shares.
In what?
Everything, to the last grain.
And the people in the village? What about them?
Okay, so I understand that. That's fair. But for me, it's not really an issue at all, because I think the way the film was presented to me, the way the conflicts were presented to me in this film, I thought made sense. It was fine. I agree that maybe that would have been an interesting route to take. Maybe that would have been better, possibly. But for me, that's more of a personal gripe than it's more of a personal preference than a criticism. So I'm not really that bothered by that personally.
But yeah, that's my personal preference. It's just something I thought the original did better, and if I'm going to be drinking this by myself, then so be it.
Dude, it's your call.
Pussy. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this lovely whiskey bought from the shelves of Lidl for £12. It's going to be lovely.
Good.
Introducing the patent-pending inebriometer. Designed by the world's top engineers, the inebriometer assigns a rating to a film based on how pissed we get. Unlike traditional rating systems, a lower score is more favourable.
So George, on the inebriometer, how would you rate this film?
I'd give it a 2 out of 5. I think I'm fairly buzzed right now, so yeah, I enjoyed the film. I'd say it was a 4 out of 5 on a traditional scale. I just think it was a good time. Good action, serviceable characters, serviceable plot, serviceable motivation. The villain was fine, but yeah, great action, great cinematography, great score. It's a good time, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also at a 2 on the inebriometer. Despite having that extra shot, I'm feeling pretty buzzed. What I will say is that, well, it's a remake, so if you want character depth, then watch the original. But if you want spectacle, production value, all that good stuff, the really cool gunfights, watch this one, because it has that in spades and it's really good at it.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I swear a man can't ride 5 miles in this territory without running into outlaws and Indians.
So, Ridiculous 6. Not very good, is it? No, it was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, the film's supposed to be a comedy. Did it make you laugh at all?
I laughed a few times. A few. Literally,
Yeah.
I think literally.
No, I had a couple of chuckles. It was funnier than I thought it would be at points in time.
Yeah, it's sort of an anti-comedy, really. I mean,
An anti-comedy.
an anti-comedy, because a comedy's supposed to make you laugh, but this just made me feel depressed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's a crime, really, when a comedy or a film that says it's a comedy, it's not very funny.
That means he likes you.
That's not a good thing, and for me that would be our first thing to drink to.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 shots.
Let's do this.
Any regrets?
Oh shit. I thought Terry Crews was good.
Yeah.
But I think you could put Terry Crews in anything, and you could let him say anything, and it'd be funny, and it's Terry Crews.
No, there was one scene that I didn't laugh out loud at, but I thought would have been quite clever in a better film, and that was the baseball scene with John Turturro.
Oh yeah, I mean, but my see, now this is my problem with this. The film as a whole feels like a bunch of sketches stitched together loosely with this plot. And for me, out of all the sketches, if you will, that was the one that stood out the most. It just sort of, like halfway through the film just stops for this baseball gag. And for me, that was when I started to realise that it was just a series of sketches, really. It was like they'd sat down and gone, oh, this would be funny. Hey, we could do a joke like this would be funny. And they go, oh, how do we get from here to here to here? And that's what you get. I mean, what do you reckon?
So you're saying it's a reoccurring problem, and that means that if it's a reoccurring problem, we have to take 3 shots.
Yeah, if it's a general problem, yeah. So that's 3 shots for that, for a big general problem. I mean, unless you disagree.
Damn it.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. Yeah.
Yes. We'll skip through the shootings. Okay, so. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm giving praise for something that's it's just something that should be delivered. And that is, it did, for a lot of it, in parts, it did actually look like a Western, which I thought is worth giving praise to. There was a lot
the
of
cinematography wasn't terrible, because it was an Adam Sandler film. Yeah.
It was directed and photographed, competently.
Yeah,
is the word. I guess. It's something you should expect, but I don't know. That seemed fine to me.
Yeah, it was fine. Positives. The twist at the end with Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
I didn't see the twist coming, but that might be because I didn't really give a shit.
I knew there'd be a twist. I thought it couldn't be that simple. I knew there'd be a twist. If it's a minor gripe, you can take a shot if you want.
No,
that's a minor gripe. You take a shot.
It's not a minor. I'm saying I didn't see it coming, but you did. So therefore, you think it's a minor gripe. So get that shit down, you. Here we go.
There we go.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. The Rob Schneider character playing he's playing a Mexican, or at least he's half Mexican, isn't it? That wasn't as offensive as I thought it would be, because there was definitely much more things to be offended by. It sort of deals a lot with race, and there's humour in things that are taboo, things that are awkward, and you look at something like Blazing Saddles. It's a hilarious film, and it touches on race, and also a western. But this does not handle the subject well, does it? No.
I'm assuming you're talking about the Native Americans there.
Yeah, I mean, I was just writing some things down. Just the names, like they've come up with like Native American sounding names, but they're like was it lady who smells like badger or something?
Doesn't wear
badger
bra.
breath.
Yeah.
Woman who doesn't wear bra. Yeah.
Beaver eater.
That was it. It was beaver eater. Yeah. But every other white guy in the film was this. I'm a racist. Hey, you're a nice looking white fella. Like every white guy in the film was a racist, and not just kind of subtly racist. Like, yeah, he's a normal guy. Going about his business. He's going about his business. Oh, you're Mexican. I don't like you. Like, not. It was full on kind of cartoon racist villain. 3 shots for racism.
3 shots. Why not? Yes. It's a reoccurring theme throughout the film, so...
We also...
Wait. You said 3 shots?
Yeah, I've just done 3.
You liar! You did that one when you had that minor gripe.
Did I?
Yes.
I didn't realise. No, I've done 3.
No, when you... We can play it back on the camera.
We play it back. I've lost count. Can we play it back? I've lost count. I've really lost count. See, yeah? It was 3 shots. Trying to cheat me.
Okay, fair enough. Can we talk about the women characters in this film?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every woman in this film, every woman who's cast in this film, is pretty much an object, aren't they?
I know, and even Adam Sandler's main romantic interest, who is probably the most developed female character, she's only there.
She's a damsel in distress.
I know, and she's only there to make Adam Sandler look good.
Yeah. She's just a damsel in distress, isn't she? She's every scene she's in. There's no scene where she is sort of in power, in charge.
No. There's one scene. There's that bit where Nick Nolte said she tried to save him.
Okay, so something off screen.
She's not just a damsel in distress. She's also an idiot.
So, to sexism.
Shit.
There's 2 things actually, which again deals with the kind of race issue. It's the fact that he's the straight guy. Is the straight guy that. Oh fuck. So one of my other issues.
Jesus Christ, going through all.
You
got through the lightweight, you bloody hell.
You can't make me laugh.
Sorry. Oh, my chest hurts.
So yet again, it's another film where... So yet again, Adam Sandler produces this film where he is essentially the straight guy. There's no jokes at his character's expense. He's always the person... It's like that in The Social Network, and Jesse Eisenberg says... Oh wait, no, is it the other film with Jesse Eisenberg? There's a film with Jesse Eisenberg, and he says... You know, the trick is to always be the smartest guy in the room. It's Now You See Me, isn't it? That's the one. Anyway, there's a film where he goes, oh, you always be the smartest guy in the room, blah, 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 blah. And I feel that is how Adam Sandler sort of sees himself when he's playing these parts. It's like his character has to be the smartest guy in the room, the coolest guy.
Yeah. It was some kind of masturbatory power fantasy. It was.
But I think all his films are. I think a lot of them are, anyway.
I know, like recently.
And also, he's a fucking superhero.
He always plays.
He's the Flash. He's the Flash, and I don't know, maybe Mystique. He could turn into a tumbleweed. Legit.
I know
turn into a tumbleweed.
That was amazing.
He's also I think his character's white, but he plays a character who. He's been brought up by people of a different race, in other words, the Native Americans, and they've taught him their skills. Yeah, he seems to be the best at their skills. So it's another case of a white guy being the best at someone else's culture or whatever. And again, I hate to be the social justice warrior here, but it's true. So that to me is just a big problem. It's bad. It's really bad.
It's horrendous.
Yeah, let's go. Woo! So Adam Sandler nearly killed us.
Yes, and caused us a great amount of discomfort in the process.
So on the inebriameter then, where are you saying that rates itself?
Well, the inebriameter
Do I need to ask?
It's a 1 to 5 rating. I would give it a 6. If I could.
You'd give it a 6 out of 5.
I would give it.
I think.
I would give it a 6
Not
out of 5.
only did he try and kill us, he broke our inebriameter.
He did, yeah.
Well done, Adam Sandler. Well done. Yeah, it's a 5. I was wasted. So yeah, let's never speak of this again.
No, never again. Go.
Ah! Nice man. Nice man. Films that are this bad sometimes, we're not this bad.
What? Okay,
Makes
so
sense.
yeah, especially the scene where the Harvey Keitel scene where he gets decapitated and he goes, woo! He pretends to be headless. He tucks his head inside his coat, his fur coat. It was, and the creators of the film
scene
thought that was so funny the first time.
Hang on. The scene is as unfunny as his joke about it.